Hi, this is Mike Brennan from UnlockTheData.com. In today's video, I'm going to demonstrate to you how to troubleshoot the setup of an ODBC data source for an Ajera SQL database. There's typically three problems that are encountered during the setup of a data source for an Ajera SQL database. First one is using an old driver. Second one is not knowing the location of the server where Ajera is installed. And the third issue is not knowing the security protocol that was used to set up the or to install the Ajera server. If at the end of today's video you are still encountering problems, you may want to seek professional assistance. Contact me at unlockthedata.com. I'd be happy to help you. Thanks. Okay, so let's go through those three scenarios. Scenario number one, not having the correct driver installed. How will you know that? First, by just trying to install the driver. Go to Control Panel, Administrative Tools, ODBC Data Sources, click the Add button. You may see other drivers here, but I've got the three latest, or the three most common SQL drivers installed here. The one in the middle is the 2000 driver. You do not want that one. This is the 2005 driver. This will still work, but it is not the latest. The latest one is the native client 10, and that's an easy fix. I'm just going to cancel out of here. Go out to my website, unlockthedata.com. Go to Axiom Users, Resources, Downloads and Other, and here I've got that driver is nested up on my website. It's not a link to the Microsoft website. Go ahead and click on it. Do a save. Where you want to save it to your hard drive, get it installed, and then try to set up your data source. See if that does not solve your problem. Second scenario is not knowing the location of the Ajera database or where the Ajera SQL instance is installed. That is easily resolved as well by installing the latest driver, because it has a feature built into it that searches out where the installation is. So I'm going back to Control Panel, Administrative Tools, Data Sources, and I'm going to click Add. I'm going to grab the latest driver, which is the native client 10. I'm going to click Finish, and if you watched my first video, that's really, we're just getting started. Type in the name of your data source. I'm going to call mine Ajera Data. And then this is the how to get that second item resolved, is to hit this right down arrow in the server bucket. And what it's going to do is it's going to search your network for all the instances of Ajera SQL Server, or just SQL Server, not just Ajera, but all other instances of SQL Server that are installed. And you can see in this case it found several. It found it on two different machines, my office machine and then my Unlock the Data 7, which is my laptop. And then it's appended typically by the name of the program. And in the case of Ajera or Axiom, it's appended with the word Axiom. If you do see two servers listed here with the appendage Axiom on it, it's probably because you had an older installation and you've installed a new server since that time. You would need to know which one is the old installation and which one's the new installation, but that should not be too difficult. A quick phone call to your IT department should help you with that. So Unlock the Data 7 / Axiom is my current one. I'm going to select that, click Next. I'm using integrated Windows authentication, so I'm going to leave that setting alone. I'm going to click the box. It allows me to select the database. I'm selecting Ajera. I'm clicking Next. I'm clicking Finish. I'm going to test my installation. Test completed successfully. I'm going to click OK, click OK, click OK. So that takes me through scenario number 2. Scenario number 3 is probably the one that you're going to encounter the most, and that's running into issues with the security protocol. When you install the native client 10, you can get all the way through the steps, but when you click the test data source, it will say tests failed. If that's the case, then you have got the wrong security protocol. That's not as easily resolved as items 1 and 2, but there is resolution to it. I'm going back out to my website, and just below the other link to the correct driver is a Word document, notes on setting up an ODBC data source for your Ajera SQL database. Go ahead and click on that, download that, print it out, read it. That will give you some background information. It's basically telling you that if there are multiple instances of SQL Server, and that could pertain to programs other than Ajera, Microsoft Outlook, many other programs now use SQL as part of their back-end database. So if another program other than Ajera was installed first, that would have established the security protocol for that particular server. If Ajera is the only program installed, or it was installed first, and you did nothing specific for the installation, then your security protocol is going to be Windows authentication. You're going to probably need to get with IT to figure out the other programs that are installed. You'll know that from installing, getting through the installation process. Remember how it showed you all the different installations of SQL and Server? And see if they can't figure out what username and password was installed to set up those other programs, and that will be your SA password. So I'm going to run through that scenario where it's not Windows authentication. I'm going back out to Control Panel, Administrative Tools, Data Sources. I'm going to click Add, select the correct driver. I'm just going to call this one Ajera 4. The server, again, I'm going to hit the drop down. You can type it. If it's short, you know the name, go ahead and type it. It can be a little faster. Go ahead and click Next. And here's where you change the security protocol to SA. And 99 out of 100 times the username or the login ID will be SA, which stands for System Administrator, and then the password. Go ahead and click Next. Change your database, and it's not till you get to the next screen that you're going to know if this failed. Now in that case, my tests were completed successfully because I've got dual authentication. But if we come back out here and I change my password to I can see tests failed. That's a pretty good indicator that you've got the wrong password on there. There is no magic cure for this. You've got to get with IT. You've got to figure out if Ajera was installed first, or if another program that uses SQL was installed first, and figure out the username and password for the SA login. Typically, again, the username is SA. That's it. If you're still having problems at the end of that, feel free to give me a call. My contact information is at my website, unlockthedata.com. Thanks for watching, and look for other videos coming your way in the future.